What is up, everybody? Welcome to Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by SRI Performance, stock car steel and aluminum, Earl Raymond Racing Engines, Profab headers and exhaust. What is up, guys? I'm David, and I am joined here in the race shop again with another guest, our second one. What's going on? My little buddy, Connor Lee. What's up, man?
Not much. Enjoying your state-of-the-art facility here.
State of the art. Oh, it's getting deep already. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you coming over, man.
Oh, no problem, man. I enjoy it.
You about neighbors over here with my parents over here. I mean, you close.
Oh, yeah. Just 10 minutes down the road. Wasn't no problem.
Cool. What you been up to, man? What's the off season treated you like?
Not a whole lot. It feels like the off-season. We just raced 2 weeks ago.
I know,
but, I mean, blew a motor. We got the motor out. All kinds of stuff we got to do now. Maintenance work, body work. There's a bunch of work to be done for the next few months.
I was fixing to say, right back racing in March.
Yep, that's a plan.
You got a little over a month.
Yeah, and a lot of work to do.
A lot of work. So, well, I say that. I mean, I was like, me and Jay were talking over here last week. Hey, you get us all over there, like we had at the track that day. We changed the motor here in an hour or so.
Oh, we'll be ready to go in a day.
I know.
Ready to go to racetrack.
I know. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Just get a pile of us over there.
Everybody, we'll have to hit it hard one day.
That's what I said last week. I said, I tried to reach in there and help, but there was too many people. I couldn't even reach anything.
Yeah, I felt bad. I didn't want to be the driver just standing around watching, but, I mean, those guys jumped in and took it out, and it was crazy. I mean, it was like, I don't know. I was really thankful everybody helped out.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little later. Cool, man. Well, they finally put a face with the voice here,
Yeah.
So you've been on the show before, but they, like I said, they finally can see you here now on Facebook, and we'll see if anybody chimes in with any questions or comments for Connor here on the show today. But being that, like I said, they can put a face with it now. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man. Just tell everybody who you are, what you're driving, all that good stuff.
Yeah, well, my name's Connor Lee. I'm a third-generation racer and a second-generation driver, I guess. I race in the Charger class and the Legends here in Dillon Motor Speedway and Florence Motor Speedway. I've been driving since I was 10. Been to the racetrack with my dad forever, and just started in Bandoleros when I was 10. Raced, then I moved to mini stocks for a few years, and last year 2 years ago I started Challengers, and finally got our first wins this year.
Cool, man. Cool. Good deal. Well, man, other than that, how old are you?
I turned 17 in November.
17.
Yeah, I'll be 18 this year.
Ooh,
yeah.
He's getting up there. You're a junior?
Junior, yes, sir.
Junior in high school. Where you go to school at?
Florence Christian School.
Florence Christian. You're over there with our typical co-host, Sterling. He's actually sick today, guys. So his kids go to school there. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't.
How old?
Little.
Oh, okay. I'm saying I might know him. Cool.
Little. I think Cole is in second grade and Blakely's in kindergarten.
Okay, that's cool. Small world.
Small world. Oh, cool stuff. Well, man, other than racing, what you do in your free time, man? What you teenagers up to nowadays?
Oh, I'm just hanging around. Racing takes up a big chunk of money or a big chunk of time.
That too.
But yeah, both of them. But I like to do all kinds of sports. I'm playing soccer right now, and so that's fun. And
Soccer.
hang out with my friends, and
that's how you stay so skinny and stuff, running around everywhere.
Yeah. We ran a ton the last 2 weeks.
Usually practice day, wouldn't you?
Yes, sir. Just got out a little while ago.
What did practice consist of today? I've never played soccer. I've watched it a few times.
Yeah.
I can't keep. I don't understand.
Well,
I'll be honest with you. Yeah. Other than ball, goal, other than that, I don't understand it.
Yeah, well, that's how I was. I used to. I tried to play football in a while, but I mean, I was kind of too small and too stuff. I couldn't really. That wasn't really my thing. I still enjoy it, but so I just started playing soccer last season.
Really?
Yeah. And
I figured that would be something that you came up doing.
No. I was football, basketball, baseball coming up. I never touched soccer till last season. It's just, I mean, I focus more on racing now than I do school sport, but it's something to do. I have fun. It keeps me in shape. But
well, what made you want to jump in soccer?
I don't know. It was just
Just there?
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was during the spring, not the busiest time for me, and I enjoy it. It's a fun, kind of more relaxed environment, I guess.
Yeah, I enjoy all
Yeah,
sports. I
it's
enjoy
great.
watching any of it. Competition, I
Yeah.
enjoy. I mean, I don't really care what it is. I don't care if somebody's playing tic-tac-toe. I'm I'm all about the competition. Me and my son were in there playing tic-tac-toe the other day. My mom got this little board with these little cubes and you
Yeah.
do it. But anyway, it was cool. So I'm all about competition. I don't care what sport it is. I just don't understand soccer. I don't understand.
I mean, there's just really not a whole lot to it. I mean,
Well, I was watching one day. This is something I didn't really understand. I'm probably gonna sound stupid to everybody out here watching because I know everybody watches soccer. Probably, I don't know. I saw something that was like bonus time. I'm like, they just decided to add on some time at the end of the game.
Yeah.
They felt like it.
well, it's supposed to be. See, I'm like, I was just like that for most of my life. But that's how I started playing. But like, when the ball goes out of bounds or something, they don't stop the clock.
Ah.
And so like when it ends, they go back and give you all the time that was lost in between.
Oh, so you playing for this amount of time?
Oh yeah, yeah. You're playing for a full 90 minutes.
Yeah.
A referee will keep watch every time the ball goes out of bounds. Somebody has
I
to go
got you.
chase it and bring it back, and then they'll add however much time.
I wouldn't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
That'd be a boring job. Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Well, I don't know how exactly they keep it, but it's kind of, I guess, I educated guess, you know.
Oh,
Depend.
that'd be me.
Yeah, I mean-
I think they about 2 minutes.
Yeah, they add on anywhere 1 to 5 minutes, whatever.
Well, y'all got a cool field over there.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's
neat.
nice over there now.
It's pretty good, yeah.
I know it's the same one they play football on.
Yeah, it's
I
the
thought
same
so.
field and all.
That's a nice field they built over there a few years back. Been over there a few times. Oh, cool. Well, how's school, man?
It's pretty good. It's
You the honor
It's
roll
going-
student over there?
yeah,
I figured you
I
were.
do pretty good grade wise.
Good. You
Yeah.
should.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
try to at least, but nah, I mean school's going pretty good.
I imagine that's the rule in the house, ain't it?
Yeah,
That's it's either do good in school or no racing, ain't it?
I mean, pretty much. But I mean, I probably could do a little better if I really, really.
Well, we
had
all
to.
could do that.
But I mean, school, I do decent in school. Yeah, I enjoy it.
That's good. Sweet. Well, cool, man. Well, all right. Well, I'm gonna ask you the deep questions here tonight. I don't know why. We just here. We ain't got a whole lot of racing to talk about. So,
Not really. Nope.
so you know, you're 17 years old. You're at the end of your junior year. You looking at colleges or anything?
Yeah.
What you looking at?
Yeah, I'm starting to look into all that. You know, taking SATs and all that. And, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm definitely looking into it, trying to decide what I want to do. Not 100%, not really sure at
I was
all.
fixing to say you had any ideas on
Not
what
a
you?
whole. I mean, I feel like something with my hands, something outside.
Really?
Kind of what I'm looking at, but I mean, that could change.
Really? See, I could see you going to be like an engineer.
I feel that's what I've had some people tell me I should do. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of it, and it, you know, obviously you like racing, and so you know, there's a lot of application of it, I guess,
Mhm.
in racing. I could see you doing that. I don't know why.
Yeah, I've heard several people say that, so I'm definitely looking into that and all.
Oh, okay.
I think it'd be something cool too.
Oh, cool. Talk to John Odom over there.
Yeah.
You remember him?
Oh yeah, I
fixing
saw
to
him the other day.
Did you?
He was at the bash. I walked by him for.
Oh, did
just a
he?
second.
He come out there? Cool.
He was there Sunday. But yeah.
Cool. Well, cool, man. All right, well, let's go back to the bash. Speaking of, that's the most recent race. I've literally had 3 episodes. We've been talking about a bash.
That's pretty much what it is around
There's
here.
been some dirt racing going
Yeah,
on. You
well,
watch any dirt racing? You watch any dirt
I watch a
racing?
little bit on flow racing and all those.
Nice.
I do. Yeah.
Nice.
But I mean, every track's got a winter race now. I know Carraway's got a race next week. You can about race all year long if you really wanted to.
Yeah, you definitely could. All right, well, going back to the bash there, man. Tell us about your weekend starting off before the race. How did the car feel? You know, how did it start out for you?
I mean, we went out there Friday and cut a few laps and all. And I mean, coming into the race day, we were feeling pretty confident we could have a good run. I mean, I never been on new tires at all on that car, so we bought some practice new tires. Went out there, cut a few laps.
So you've never drove on new tires?
Not until that race. No.
How different that feel?
You feel like a hero for a few laps. But yeah, we went out there and cut a really good lap in first practice and just scuffed tires in second practice, and we were feeling. I mean, the car was driving good. I didn't have any complaints. and but they did that like Euro style qualifying.
Yeah.
And I had a slow car mess up my qualifying lap. So,
I hate
so
that.
so we didn't qualify where we should.
Normally, I'm not slow car.
Well, this was a abnormally slow car, it slowed us up. But so we didn't qualify where we should. But we still felt pretty good. Even a little bit deeper in the field, we felt like we were going to have a good long run car and all. And I think we really did.
Cool. So how did qualifying go? Where did you qualify at?
12th out of 24 or 5.
It's about me a pack.
Yeah, I feel like I could have got maybe 6th or 7th. My last lap got messed up, whatever. But I mean, I guess it didn't matter in the long run. But I mean, we felt still feeling car was driving good.
Cool. So apparently that thing got fast. Somewhere between there, it got fast.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it might have been fast the whole time, but it was just we picked them off on restarts. That's really about all it was. Picked off 2 or 3, and then just patient, come through the field, saving some tire.
Made it up to 3rd.
Yeah.
Then
4 laps to go.
4 laps to go.
Kaboom.
Would you rather it happen with 4 laps to go, running 3rd, or would you have rather it last through that race, then you go to say run the first race of the season, and it happened like lap 2?
Yeah, that's what we were all thinking about. I mean, it stinks that it happened like that.
Oh, it stinks that it happens. Period.
But I mean, what if in March in Florence, first race for first practice, it blows up? I mean, you in a bigger hole than you would be now. So it was unfortunate, but
yeah, definitely.
It might have been a blessing in disguise. I don't know.
It's always every motor I've ever blown of any sort, they always seem like they were flying right before they blow.
That's what they say. It runs the best before it blows, and maybe that's what it was doing. I don't know.
I mean, did it feel any different to you, or just felt like you were just going?
No, it was fine. I mean, no warning sign at all. It was running.
I know it didn't look like any warning from the replays I saw. That thing
just all of a sudden there was a caution out of 5 or 6 cars behind me. So a little bit past start finish line, I let off, and that's when it blew.
Grenaded
everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah, I figured you were covered in oil as much.
I would not want to been on that track last 2 laps. I felt bad for Mr. Peterson out there leading that race, because I know I dropped oil all right in the groove of 1 and 2.
Yeah, he said there was a ton of. He said it wasn't so bad the oil. He said, but there's just oil dry.
Oh yeah,
so bad.
And they should have worked it in a little more. I felt like, but I mean, there's that much oil dry. I guess you kind of have to be on edge for a few laps.
Were y'all able to narrow down anything? I'm assuming rod broke or something like that.
I mean, rod broke the cam out underneath that rod, and shoot it all up, shot it out through the oil pan. Both sides got a hole. Yeah, so brand new oil pan.
I was fixing to say that was the culprit for the motor change.
One of the culprits,
yeah.
But it destroyed the bottom end and all.
So motor no good, no more.
No good, but
that stinks.
Yeah, we do have another one, and hopefully a new one on the way.
Well, that's what me and Chad were talking about even last week. We were talking about you some, and back in the what was that, late summer or whatever, when you changed the motor at track there, the motor you put in it, you only got a couple laps on the track after that, and ended up finishing second with it. And that's a crate motor.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
604.
I feel like that motor is just as strong. It's got a lot of laps on it.
Yeah.
So I guess the plan will probably be we'll go get that one freshened up a little bit.
Yeah.
And that'll go in probably the black car that we haven't ran yet, but that'll probably go in that one, and we'll probably get another late model stock motor to go in my white car.
I got you. So
we'll be able to have 2. Hopefully,
2 car in it.
Hopefully, that black car's a long way from getting ready. We'll see. Throughout the year, we taking parts off of that to fix my car, so it's got some work to do. But maybe we'll see.
Well, tell us a little bit about the car you drive. What is that car?
It's a Ronnie Presswood car. I mean, a Ronnie Howe car.
Ronnie Howe car.
Yeah, Ronnie Howe car.
That is
with a Ronnie Presswood motor.
Ronnie Presswood motor.
Yeah.
You close.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Ronnie made it.
Ronnie did it. Ronnie did it.
Yeah, but it's mid to early 2000s. It's about as old as I am. It kind of grew up with me, I guess. My dad drove it for several years in Florence, several years at the beach, and I started driving it 2 years ago now.
I was looking on your Facebook page.
Yeah,
is that new?
Yeah, just started the other day.
So I was like, I had never seen this before. And my mom said, I got an invite to it. I was like, oh, cool. Let me find it.
Yeah, I just started that a few days ago.
Cool. That's good. I can tag you in it now.
Cool deal.
But yeah, I was looking back on some of those pictures that was on there of your dad, you and your dad in Victory Lane when you were little. And I was like, man, I was probably there. I remember. I'm looking at the car and I'm like,
it's funny. It's the same exact car that he was driving that I'm driving now.
That just tells you how that's a well-built car.
Yeah, it's well built, well weathered, and everything.
Hey, man, that thing's still fast.
Yeah, it's won a bunch of races.
I promise you.
Not with me driving, but
hey, it's getting back to it.
Yeah, we're bringing it back some. Which I mean, with the Charger class, I think it's about where you need to be.
Yeah.
To be.
Oh yeah, that is the exact reason that and my dad was in here earlier and we were all talking about that car we got here. That is the exact reason we wanted something like that. I mean, yeah, you could get something and try to run with the late model stock boys, and you could have fun doing it, but whew, it's tough. It's tough. If it's one of them things, it's like if. I'm not saying you couldn't do it because I think you could, but you got to be 100% devoted to that car to run with those guys, especially at Florence or anywhere. I mean, that's just it's crazy. It is cutthroat out there. I mean, they're tough.
Yeah,
they're tough.
Late model stock classes are now just, I mean.
Yeah,
top. I mean, like just top tier.
Yeah,
I mean,
they are.
Just the way that those cars are built and pull down rigs on them every week. And
exactly. So
it's not really. I mean, it can be done, but for now, I think we're content with Charger and limited late model.
And so that's why when we got that car, I was like, let's get something that's I ain't gonna say we can work on it because we're gonna work on it just as hard. I feel like, but we can have fun.
Yeah, and you can be competitive pretty quick.
Hopefully. Maybe. I ain't promising that.
I believe it.
I figure, all right, this is my thought. And I think you'll probably concur with this. The Legend car sitting here, some reason when me and you get on the track in Legends, we're like this.
Like a magnet.
Yeah. I mean, we're just like this the whole time, one or the other. I mean, we're right together the whole time. So I'm like, hey, if I can do that with that car, I'll feel pretty good because Connor's running up front.
I think you will. I mean, yeah. I mean, we got. I think we can have a competitive feel.
We'll have fun.
No doubt.
Why do you think that is though with the Legend car? Why do you think me and you find each other so much on the track?
I don't know. We seem to always be the same speed. Some weeks we'll both be fast. Some weeks we'll both be a little off. But it's we always going to be.
It's always
right
the same.
Yeah.
Maybe we share too much information.
I don't know. Maybe, but maybe our information ain't worth sharing.
That's what I was going to say. We pull another one down. I'm probably pulling you down. I'm like, hey, we did this. I always just think it's funny. Well, I say that. Come about mid-season, once I finally got somewhat, I ain't gonna say I got it figured out because I don't have it figured out at all. But once I figured out a little bit more how to drive the car, is like me and you just a magnet there to each other.
You came on like a light bulb. I mean, it seemed like a switch flip, and all of a sudden you were passing me. How you were going?
I don't know about that.
I think.
I mean,
I don't think the learning. I mean, you say you driven a Charger car and all summer before.
Well, and see, that's what a lot of people don't know, and I kind of fool them, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say fool them. I just don't. I've never said it. And no, I haven't really driven. I have driven a Charger car before. I've driven some dirt street stocks before.
Yeah.
I've never raced them. I have driven them, but I raced go-karts for ever. Ever. It felt like, no, I started when I was like 7 years old, and I raced until I was 16, and then I still jumped in one,
periodically.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
and to me, honestly, a Legend car doesn't feel. There's differences, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't, driving style wise, it doesn't feel a whole heck of a lot different than a go-kart to me.
No, I mean, there's differences between the two, but I mean,
major
good
differences.
drivers, I mean, it's not that steep of a learning curve. Not.
So I didn't feel like it was too great of a learning curve. I still feel like I have plenty to learn in it.
Definitely, it's different, but it's not
right. Right. So I think a lot of people thought that when I started, I had just never driven anything because they didn't ever see me drive anything. So I don't know. I just never really told them any different. I don't think. So now they know. Now they know. After I got a season, now they know that
underdog mentality is what you're going for.
whatever. I don't know. And I'm on iRacing a lot.
I try that. And
You on iRacing?
I am.
Cool.
I try.
I think I had you on there.
Hurt my feelings sometimes.
Well, you need to come
how fast
run
those
with
guys
us.
are. Yeah,
We
definitely.
got a league coming up here in a few weeks,
Oh, really?
starting on Sunday nights.
Sweet.
you know.
Yeah, I'll have to join that.
You have to join us up.
I'm all right, but I'm more of a. I know I'm young, but I'm old school driving wise. I can't get a feel for that. I can run okay, but those top split guys,
Dude, some
it's
of them
crazy.
dudes are
It's like
insane.
that's not.
Some of the guys we run with are insane, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, how do you
I don't
get
get
so
it.
fast?
Yeah.
And I think the difference is we're so used to, and some, don't get me wrong, some of the guys that are fast on there also drive race cars,
Yeah, you
but there are a lot of them that don't.
yeah.
And I think we're so used to the way the car feels in the seat,
Yeah.
and we don't get that exact feeling.
Yeah.
We're trying to feel everything through the steering wheel, and
Yeah.
that's not where we always feel everything. I think that's a big
Yeah,
difference.
for some reason, I burn off the right front tire on
Oh, I do too.
in 10 laps.
I do
and I
too.
feel like I don't do that as bad in real life, but it's fun.
Yeah,
Enjoy
for
it.
sure.
It lets me do some dirt stuff that I wouldn't do otherwise.
Brian Hicks just texted me. He said, "Good kid, good family."
Appreciate it.
So speaking of good family, though, we've talked about it before on here, but let's go back through your family a little bit. And it's really cool. It's a really small world, like we were talking about earlier. Your granddaddy was involved in racing for a long time.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what you know about that.
Well, I know I'm trying to tell you about stuff that happened
30
years before I was born. But he started, like him and some of his friends, I think, started getting together and they owned some race cars and had drivers race for them on dirt in the 80s. And then when some of the local tracks started getting paved, I think that's when they went over to racing asphalt. And he had drivers driving for him in late models and all that until like I guess the mid 90s.
Yeah.
My dad started driving mini stocks in the 92 or something, and then once he got ready to drive a late model, he started driving for my granddad. And
I don't know if your dad's ever told you, but my dad actually used to help your granddad.
that's
Before my time even. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Small world. Then it was really funny because your dad started racing, and I started going to track. I was racing go-karts, but then when I got to go to track, friend, and we just talked about John Odom. He was a close family friend with John. We ended up going to track all the time with your dad racing. So it's just it's a
small world.
web we
interconnected. Yeah.
So your dad raced for many years.
Many years.
We still try to get him in the car every once in a while.
He's trying to make a comeback.
He gonna make a comeback.
He keeps teasing it, but he won't commit to it.
He needs to.
We're gonna get him in.
Well,
Sooner or later.
At least a couple races.
Yeah, I got to race him one time in a big car.
That's exactly what needs to happen.
Yeah, he'll probably beat me there.
Well, I mean, if he done that, if I were him, and I'm just saying this because if it were my son, if I got in there and beat him, I'd get out the car and never run it again.
Unfortunately, in the Legends cars, I think he's up 2-1 on me. I finished second to him twice.
I know.
And he ain't racing no more. He won't let me get him back.
Just no fun.
He walked away when he
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. I would have done the same thing. Like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
My work here's done.
Yeah, well, I got to get him in a big car soon, but I can't run him too hard. He's the one who works on my race car.
I was going to say, just don't tear up both of them.
Yeah.
Don't tear up both of them. No, speaking of your dad, though, Jamie, he is a. I'm not calling you old, Jamie, by no means. But in all honesty, he was a name that came through the short tracks around here, especially at Florence Motor Speedway, Myrtle Beach Speedway, that everybody knew who he was, and he was fast.
Oh yeah,
all the time.
He was a man for
super
a while.
fast. He was definitely the man.
Yeah.
And what do you remember about that growing up?
So yeah, I caught. I was born in 2005, and that was the same year that he won 16 races at Myrtle Beach in a late model. And he was dominant for a while, and then he went on and won 5 track championships at Florence. I just remembered him winning a lot, and that's what I wanted to do. You know,
You just didn't know there was anything else other than victory lane.
In
Did you?
my mind, he was the greatest race car driver of all time.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you, and I don't think that was only in your mind.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was. I hear he was really good, and what I can remember, it's pretty stout.
I've always said if your dad would have wanted to, I think he could have
Yeah.
gone
Yeah,
upwards and onwards if he wanted to.
If it would have
that's
failed
all.
different ways a few times, you know, maybe he could have got a. Who knows? Maybe he could have moved up some, but he was pretty good.
Oh yeah, for sure. He
Still is, I think. I don't know.
you ain't gonna blow his head up too much.
Yeah, he's got to come prove it. He's got to come back.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. So tell us about this other car you got.
Oh, well, it's a 2012 Hitchcock car, I think.
That'll be a pretty good car.
Yeah. It's been up and down. I'll say that. We ran it. Last time we ran it was probably 2018, 2017 in there, and it some nights it'd be fast, and other nights it was like, what in the world happened in this car? But I mean, in theory, it should be the better of the two cars we got. You know, I've been running the older car, you know, starting out and all, getting used to the Challenger car, but we'll see. I would try to get it ready, bring it out, and see what it'll do.
Cool. So you got big plans for this year, though?
Yeah, I think we're thinking about trying to run maybe for points in the Charger class in Florence. See what we can do there, like full-time points, and maybe some limited late model at Dillon. We'll see.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And, of course, the Legends in between there, everywhere we can. Yeah. Can't get away from the Legends.
Connor comes in. It's like the best of both worlds with Connor because he comes in with a 40-foot gooseneck, hauling the car in there, the big car, coming to run Challenger car. All of a sudden, you look over there, he's got his Legend car on the open trailer.
With my 2001 old Sierra pulling it. Yeah.
Exactly. With the tires on it that it came with. That's it.
It's a miracle it gets there every week. Yeah, I mean, it really is. It's living on a prayer for some going down the interstate sometimes.
Well, it's just funny. I mean, y'all, I speak about the Legend car. Legend car was the only thing I was running this past year. Connor's running 2 classes. You know, I'm bragging about running there with him. He don't even bring an extra tire to the track hardly. He just, pulls it off trailer. Might run one practice and then he's done.
Anyway, but most of the time, we kind of got it where we don't have to make a lot of adjustments. I mean, if we do, you got you guys and Dennis Brown and all them to help us out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Have fun in it for sure. Legends car, I've been driving that for 2 or 3 years now. That's for some of the most fun you'll have racing.
Well, tell me about that because I've got that learning curve coming up from that car to that car. So what is the difference? Going from a Legend car to a Charger car.
No, I mean, to me, it felt like the Legend cars, they're so, like, fidgety, kind of. Like, everything is so quick, steering-wise. I don't know, maybe, when they get loose, you got to quickly. I guess a big car, same way, but it's more of it's just more weight going. Everything you do is heavier.
Right.
I like to drive the Challenger better.
Yeah.
I think if it's a good handling Challenger is easier to drive than a Legend. Yeah.
Right.
Ill handling Challenger car is a different story, but
well, that's what I was fixing to say. Being that everything's so fast and twitchy in a Legend car, do you think that in some possible ways that actually kind of helps you?
Oh, for sure. I think driving that's definitely made me get up on the wheel a little more from where I used to be. Driving that last few years, I think that's definitely helped me just in general driving wise, racing knowledge and all.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. Well, as always on here, we like to thank our partners here, SRI Performance. They are, you see them right there on the back of the car. They help us out with a lot. There's jack stands right there. Got those in last week from SRI Performance. So if anybody's in the market for anything racing, I know you guys are putting cars back together for this season. Head over to SRI Performance. Get whatever parts you need. They got a little bit of anything. I literally got a sheet right here. I'm gonna show y'all something. This is literally their industrial supplies and fasteners side. Look at that. That is all the brands and stuff that they carry right there. That is a sheet full. I mean, it is so much stuff. So I'm not even going to try to, because I'll miss something off of there and somebody be waiting you say this. So
If you can't find it on there, they probably don't make it. Right?
it don't exist.
Yeah.
It don't exist. It's if there's a part for a race car that you want, I promise you, I don't care what it is, head over to SRI. If they don't have it in house already, which 9 times out of 10 they do, if they don't have it in house, they got a supplier that's got it. If they don't make it.
Yeah.
Period. So so y'all head over to SRI Performance and get everything you need for your race car. Race season's coming up, guys, so head over there. If you get online, go to www.sriperformance.com. Fill up that cart, everything you need. Get all the little stuff, all your goodies in there, and at the end of it, put in promo code. When you go to checkout, put in a promo code CBONE10, C as in chicken, BONE 10. Get yourself 10% off at time of checkout. 10% can go a long way on a race car.
Definitely. Especially every time. Much stuff you buy these days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So put in promo code CBONE10. Get yourself 10% off at time of checkout. Same deal over at Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, guys. Head over there, get all the materials that you need to put these cars back together. Make them look good. Make them pretty, shiny, all that good stuff. Make them structurally sound. If you had some boo-boos over the last season, get that car back together right, guys. Any kind of roll bar tubing you need. If you're good enough, roll bar bender yourself and putting all that stuff back together, get all that stuff, all the Pro Moly tubing there from Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Head over there, check them out, tell them we sent you. Also, guys, if you have a little motor boo-boo like Connor did,
I got a big one.
a big one, but head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines. Earl Ramey can hook you up with a new piece to put under the hood there. He'd be glad to help you out. So head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines. It doesn't matter if you're looking for crate motor, looking for late model motors, looking for dirt late model super motors, looking for whatever it is out there, guys. Head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines. He can hook you up. Him and his guys over there, top of the line guys for sure. They are top notch. Head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines. They got chassis dyno in house, so that can tell you a lot. When you get that power plant shoved in there, put it on chassis dyno. See what you need. See what your drive systems on it. See wherever you can make another horse or two.
Yeah,
you never know when you need it.
Everything matters.
Definitely so. So head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines. They'll hook you up. Tell them we sent you. Also, guys, one of the things put on them Earl Ramey Racing Engines, some good old Profab headers. Profab headers and exhaust, guys. They are, man, not only do they just add performance to the car, they look good.
That's big.
It's big. That's you pop the hood open on it when somebody wants to pay them a couple $100 to pop the hood open on it. When they want to do it, they look under there and see some good old Profab headers, and their slogan is "They are quality that wins," and that is because that is 100% true. You look on all the dirt racings went on this past couple weeks here. Profab guys. Because they are, like I said, they are quality that win. So head over to Profab Headers. Tell them we sent you. Get yourself a set. I might think about getting me a set over here. So I just want to look good.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Look good, feel good.
Look good, feel good.
Feel good, race good.
Cool. All right. Well, moving on. So you said looking to get started here March. Gonna run for points over at Florence this year.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Our buddy Chad Webster told us he may be riding along over there some weekends.
Cool deal. Yeah, I've been trying to get them to bring old Ethan Winkler and all those guys and run Florence sometimes.
Need to.
I like Florence. I think it's a good track.
I love Florence.
Yeah.
I love Florence. I live 10 minutes down the road from Florence.
Yeah, that helps. Yeah.
So I really like it. But yeah, I love it. I love. We were at the point, the Ward's banquet. what was that, 2 weeks ago now? I think it was.
Like that,
Yeah,
yeah.
2 weeks ago. And I made it a point to thank the Zacharias family. And I think a lot of people there did, not just me, for giving us a place to race, because there was a time there we really didn't know what was going to happen with that track.
Yeah, I was there the last few years of the Charlie Powell era, and I mean, it maybe 35 cars
Yeah.
total.
Yeah.
It looked like that track was for sure doomed, and the facilities were way down. So, yeah, for sure, Zacharias family's done an amazing job.
They definitely
bring that
have.
track back.
Definitely have. No disrespect at all to
No,
Charlie at all, but he had been in it forever.
it was just everything was getting old, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was hard to keep it running. He did a great job of keeping it running. A lot of people that track would have been shut down a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly. So we appreciated the time that he gave us, but then Zacharias family stepped up and took that track over, and man, it's come full circle, because I remember back in the day, some big races over there and stuff, and like you said, it dwindled down a lot, and racing dwindled down a lot for a little while in this area for sure. But it's definitely on the comeback. It is on the comeback. You've seen it with the November race over at Florence. Man, it was you couldn't fit any more people in there.
Which, I mean, it's not even. The late models might be the weakest class sometimes. The Chargers will have 15.
Yeah,
Legends will have 15 to 20.
30.
I mean, yeah 30 sometimes. But I mean, it's doing good. I mean, I'm really happy to see it back.
It is,
and at a higher level than it's probably ever been.
Exactly. Every week we were over there, almost pits were packed with cars.
Sure.
I mean, 4 cylinders.
The Bandos.
Bandoleros, that was a huge class over there this year. Huge class. There was also, I'm trying to remember what they called it. Thunder and Lightning class. They brought that back. That seemed to be gaining.
That's good. Allison Legacies were good when they came.
Yep. And they were there a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good. And it's, I think a race of the caliber that came in November is going to do nothing but help even more.
Absolutely. I mean, the amount of people that were there, the amount of people watching, I mean, it gave the track huge publicity.
Exactly. It's I think and I hope some of them people that were there that don't normally come, they're like, hey, well, we went and they got a race this weekend. Let's go on over there.
Yeah, I'm hoping. Yeah, and maybe some. I know Greenville's closing down, or maybe
I heard that.
Somewhat,
yeah,
they're not sure.
Rumblings of
it. Yeah, I mean, you got to come out and support the tracks when you can, because I mean that's
regardless where you're at.
Absolutely.
Make sure you go out and support your track, support your local track, regardless. So cool. So we've talked, a little bit about Florence there. What do you think about? And it's funny because you finally got a win over at Florence and stuff, and but you're fast at Dillon.
Yeah, I feel
pretty much weekly.
I feel like we're more consistent at Dillon, at least.
So
we were this year.
So you say you like racing Florence. Probably a little better.
Which I mean, I like them both.
I know.
I like whichever one you run good at.
Well, I know, and that's what's funny to me is I love Florence, love it. But I personally like myself racing. I feel like I can drive Dillon better.
Yeah.
Now that makes me want to do better at Florence because I feel like I am lacking something there.
Which I mean, I like because the tracks are they're I'm 30 minutes from both of them, so, but like they're different enough to where you get a little bit different skill set of both tracks. Florence is a little bit flatter, a little bit wider.
Yeah.
No back straightaway wall, and Dillon's more of a bull ring type track. Longer straightaways and tighter corners. I mean, I like them both, and I think they're different enough to where you can. It makes you adjust to driving a little bit and makes you better.
And that's what's so cool about it is they're completely different. And if you look at it on paper, it says they're the same size.
Same size, yeah.
I don't think so personally.
Yeah, I mean, they don't feel like
they don't feel like it at all. But in saying that, it's I don't know. It's just it's different. It's completely different. But you can take a car from Florence and turn around and go
Oh yeah,
Dillon,
yeah.
and
Setup wise, not a whole lot.
it's not
Yeah,
that much different.
Oh.
I mean, there's differences, but it's not
bit, yeah.
not all that different. Or maybe we're not smart enough to know the difference.
maybe
What
there
we
is.
should be doing.
Well, I mean, really, we ran pretty good at both tracks, so not changing
Yeah.
a whole lot. I mean, some stuff, but I mean,
Right.
not completely trashing it, throwing it away, starting over.
Right. Cool. So far as overall racing at Dillon, though, how do you like that?
I think it's fun. I really
Think
do.
it's fun?
I think 3 and 4 is one of the most difficult corners around here.
You're
I mean, it's a
100%
true
right.
3 and 4. You turn once to go into 3 and turn again in 4. I mean, it's not.
And sometimes you might turn again
you
coming
still-
out
you
of
still
4.
turn- yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, and 1 and 2 is complete opposite. It's like you just throw it in there as soon as it catches, gas back up.
Yeah, and looking at the corners, it's like
Yeah,
they're the same.
yeah, they look about
They're
the
the same.
Yeah.
It's like, why is it so different?
Yeah. Dillon's hard to race in a legend car, or hard to pass, I should say.
See, and I feel the opposite way.
Really?
I feel like it's harder for me to pass at Florence. I can get a run on
Yeah.
somebody at Florence, but I feel like because our line is so right up
On
against the
bottom.
inside wall,
Yeah.
that's why I feel like it's a little bit harder for me to pass at Florence. And I feel like I have options at Dillon.
I could agree with that. Maybe it's about the same. I mean, I didn't race but once or twice a legend car in Florence this year.
Yeah, but
It seemed like in Dillon we slowly moved. I don't know if it's because of no tires or what, but the line slowly moved up off the bottom.
it did.
And 3 and 4 later on as we went to where we kind of riding that seam around instead on the flat.
It did. It did for me too, and I noticed that because I tried, because I was faster the first little bit of year when I ran. I was faster hitting the flat down in 3 and 4, and I was just barreling it down there,
Yeah.
bouncing off flat. I would try to do that later, and it wouldn't work.
Yeah, it can't-
I moved up and got faster, and I was
Yeah.
like, well, I guess this is where we're running
That's
now.
right, that's right, yeah, yeah. I mean, but you can still run the flat a little bit if you have to try to turn under somebody. But I just thought it was funny how the line just slowly migrated up from off the wall to like two grooves up on the tracks. Really,
I really feel like, and I've wondered about this because you've ran them over there. You ran the 4-cylinder some over there, didn't you? Yeah.
both tracks a little bit.
Yeah. The 4-cylinders over there run typically higher line.
Yeah, you want to stay in the throttle
Right.
as much as you can.
And I'm
At
sitting
all.
there looking at them like, why can't we run up there?
Yeah.
I don't, in the legend car.
I guess just power to weight ratio.
I don't know. I guess.
I don't know. The legend. I mean, the 4-cylinders seem like it's just momentum. Just
Right.
Just try to stay in the gas at all costs.
Yeah.
Legend cars, it's still a lot momentum based, but breathing the gas doesn't hurt it as much as it would
Yeah.
a 4-cylinder.
You can
They
get
would-
in
they
the
would
legend
kinda-
car and stand in it and just light the tires up if you want
Yeah,
to.
a 4-cylinder feel like you kind of get bogged down if you weren't up and in the gas. You know.
I know they wind them things
Oh,
around
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Wah. That's always one of my favorite classes out there to
Oh, yeah,
watch.
it's
It
fun.
always has been. I've never drove one of those cars, but
I drove them for 3 years.
yeah, I was fixing it.
yeah.
I knew you drove them for a while. How'd you like those?
I liked them. I don't think it fit my driving style as good. I mean, we ran okay for a while,
Yeah.
but I mean, really, I liked them. It's just the class kind of got out of hand there. I think it's come back now because of the tire shortage. But for a while, people buying two or 4 tires running for $200, and it just kind of got out of hand with that. But
Yeah, I think that. I also think the motor game has
yeah.
gotten out of
I mean,
hand in
those
that
guys,
class.
it's turning them 9,000 RPM. They're gonna blow
Yeah,
not once a season or more.
somebody told me, I don't know what they're paying for them now, but somebody told me not long ago, getting one new motor, or not new, but
Yeah.
built from somebody that was costing like $8,000.
I mean, that's pretty much why we moved up in a Challenger. Even if I'd like to stay 4-cylinder, maybe get it a little better, a few more wins out of that.
Yeah,
It's just economically wise wasn't the best. I think with the tire shortage, maybe one good thing is they only get maybe one a week, if that now.
well, that's good.
So that
I think that's where they need to be.
Yeah, it kind of brought them back some. So I mean, but I enjoyed them. I think it's a good class to run.
You never drove street stock, did you?
Never drove a street stock.
I think that's good. I personally think that's good.
After watching New Year's, I mean, me and Dad keep saying every year we want to get a street stock. We want to run a New Year's bash one time.
I'd love to
I
myself.
think See, 2 years ago, I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah, we were
If I
talking about
remember
this
right.
last week, and I don't. Chad said, "Don't think he could figure out it was a full moon."
It was just like, I mean, and the thing, I mean, Ron Barfield sent home a lot more than most track owners would have. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
25 cars didn't make the race coming from way out
Yeah.
of state. I don't know. It's like the drop of the green flag. Just nobody cared.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what-
they drive it down in 3. If it sticks, great. If it don't, I'll spin a guy out, go to the back. I will.
I know, and I don't get that,
Yeah.
and I have repeatedly said this. This is zero knock on Ron Barfield
No.
or Dylan staff at all, because I think they did a great job promoting this race and running this race and everything else. But this race this year was just out of hand.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it was all on drivers this year. It was just driving stupid. I mean, no other way to say it. I mean, a 100-lap race. I don't know why you're going in there on lap
They're
12 just
running
mowing over people. I mean, I get it. It's a big race as far. I mean, they even call it Street Stock Nationals or whatever now, but you got to make it to the end.
You do, and maybe I'm wrong for this. You tell me. It's a big race, and I guess it is prestigious, I guess is what we'll say.
Especially in the street stocks, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah, and
there's
that's
not
what-
many big street stock races.
And that's what
around.
I'm saying. But my problem is I know what some of these guys are spending on these street stocks, and I've heard upwards of $40,000 to $60,000, and maybe not all at once, but there's some cars out there that are about as far from a street stock
Oh,
as
yeah.
you'll actually. And I'm not even I ain't trying to be whatever about it. That's an argument for another day.
Yeah.
But the race is for what was it for $2,500?
I think so. That sounds right. It wouldn't.
I'm just like, I can't do it for that much. I mean, yes, you get a cool trophy.
It's kind of fun to sit back when you don't have a dog in that fight. But I mean, I can't imagine.
And I know, and me and you too. I don't know. I don't think you would. I feel like I wouldn't either. I feel like I've driven around you enough that you're just cleaner driver than that. You don't run over people like that, and I just feel like I would sit back a little bit.
Yeah,
and
it was like unprovoked.
Yeah.
wrecking. I don't know.
I can definitely understand. Last lap going in there,
Yeah.
getting in a guy's bumper to move him up, or a couple laps ago, whatever, just moving him up.
Yeah.
No, they wasn't doing that. It was just like, if I'm getting to your back bumper, I'm dumping you.
I mean, 7 or 8 cars out of 30 something finished the race.
Yeah.
That's
Sonny Chofin finished second place.
Yeah.
He was the only car who was not involved in a
Mhm.
caution.
yeah. and on the last
And
lap,
he had wrinkle
yeah,
fenders.
Yeah, I don't know how good the TV showed this, but on the last lap they totaled about 3 of them in the
Oh,
3.
yeah.
I mean,
They
just
Somebody drove in on the bottom and
Yeah.
just never lifted, it looked like.
Yeah, I mean, I know that it's Samaro and some other guys that it just got destroyed. So, I mean, it's just
I don't get that. I still can't wrap my head around it. And that's been,
Yeah.
3 weeks back now,
Yeah.
and I'm still looking at it, and I can't get it.
to
I
me the
can't
most
understand it.
surprising of that whole weekend was the legend cars 30 cars went almost caution free both nights.
That's crazy.
That's-
ain't it?
that don't make any.
It don't make any sense. Well, it makes good sense because that's how you should drive.
Yeah,
But
but with
they go to Florence
yeah, so they
and
kind
they
of
can't make it a lap.
they kind of build a reputation, and it's kind of like this might be a
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I'm glad, and I hope that that's a good outlook for the season. I
Yeah.
hope that it is, a great car count, clean driving. I hope that's the way that it goes all season. It just, like I said, you go Dillon, they can run the whole race almost caution free. Go to Florence, they
hit the
what
top.
was it?
Yeah.
27 cars in it one night, and they did not make but 2 consecutive green flag laps.
And I think they time limited.
Yeah,
I
time
think they let them go
5 laps.
Let them go over the time limit, trying to get them to run some laps, and they finally just had to throw it in the towel.
Yeah, and in saying that at the November race, it got a little better.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that got better, and they had to. And it was Steve talked about it over there at Florence. There was some growing pains in the class because they were. It was a great problem, class grew and grew and grew, but it got to that point, and it was just tough racing. So they cut back. I think I can't remember how many cars are starting.
Yeah,
now,
they
20.
capped it at like 20 or 17.
Yeah, something like that.
Which I mean,
got to run B main
yeah.
for that.
Legend cars, I mean, they're hard to drive. Just a single car spin isn't uncommon. There's gonna be some natural cautions that happen just because of the nature of the way the way you drive them so hard and on edge. But as long as you ain't tearing up any cars, it's not that big a deal.
Cool. You're right. 100%. Well, cool, man. Well, good deal. We I don't know who's let everybody know who's helping you out this year and last year and all that fun stuff.
I got Pete Holtz as my spotter. My dad, that's Chad Webster. Those guys are tremendous. Help us out, him and the Winklers and everybody. But sponsor wise, we have L&M Framework, Bearco Backflow Prevention, Extreme Landscaping, and Trinity Auto Glass, and Dennis Brown, I guess, with Action Services jumped on board and gave us a generous sum of money to help us get a new motor and all this year. So got a good support group.
Good deal, man. That's awesome. That is awesome. I figure I better touch on this a little bit. We talked about, you said you watched some dirt racing on Flow Racing and stuff. You paid attention to anything over the past couple of weeks? Has there been no other racing?
See, I don't know what I saw, but I saw Kyle Larson, and who was that? Brandon Pierce?
That was Bobby Pierce.
Bobby Pierce. I saw that. I think it was the Wild West Shootout, or whatever.
Was that the one where Kyle got in the back of the guy and he flipped over?
I don't think I saw that.
Or did you see the one with Jonathan Davenport?
With the one I saw, that it was like they just crossing each other.
That was Jonathan Davenport.
Okay, it was Davenport. Okay, I think I saw the other one too. I don't know if I ain't put the pieces together, but I mean that was crazy. That was crazy.
You ever thought about wanting to jump in a dirt car?
I think it'd be fun. I mean, I ain't got anything against it. I thought that we just always ran asphalt just because that's what we ran. But
what's here?
Yeah, but no, I think dirt's cool. It's different.
See, I love it. I love it. I want to. I still want to. I want to take. I think we need to do that sometime. We need to take legend cars.
I've been talking to Dennis. Yeah. I like to do that. I like to do a dirt street stock or maybe a dirt late model, but I've stayed away from sprint cars.
No,
those things are crazy.
No, I ain't getting in there. I ain't getting in there.
But no, I think dirt's pretty cool. I enjoy watching it and all.
I like dirt. I don't know if you knew this or keep up with this. There's been about 8 races, I think, this year in dirt already. Every one of them have been won in a Longhorn chassis.
Really? I think I heard you say that last week on here.
Well, I'm still counting up.
More race, they'll race all year long.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's I told somebody was talking about, what's it going to take to beat them. I said, well, for this year, and I'm a little partial, I guess. They invited me to their shop. I did a podcast in their shop at Longhorn, so I'm partial. I like those guys a lot over there at Longhorn. Super nice guys, Steve Arpin and all the guys over there, Troy, and they're just super super cool people. I told somebody the other day, I said, well, you got two options. I said, you either, how did I say it? I'm trying to, I think I said, you either win in one or you get beat by one.
Yeah.
That's your only options.
You race it or you chase it.
Pretty much. That's what it's seeming like this year. Obviously, people are going to, jump in other stuff, and they'll get some stuff figured out. I mean, that's the nature of the beast in any racing. Mm-hmm. One chassis manufacturer's going to get it for a little while, then another one gets it. I got to touch on this. I doubt you saw this, but car this past weekend, the Big Frog guys, number 58. It was really really odd. Scott Bloomquist was announced to drive that car, even though he drives, Team Zero cars of his own.
That's why I read an article about that, how he always driven his cars and then was going to drive for.
Yeah, he owns his own chassis manufacturer, and
which is pretty cool, especially how good he runs.
Oh yeah, well most time. Well, he decided to jump in the Big Frog car, which is a Rocket XR1, and it was just odd. It was I guess they just offered him that car to drive, and so he said his car, or I got some friends that are really close with Scott, and said his car just wasn't ready, and so they offered him that ride, and he's like, sure, I'll take it. Well, he went to drive it, didn't make the main first night. Second night, was out there. All of a sudden, he wasn't going to run the race. Our buddy Chris Ferguson was going to run the race in the car, who also drives Team Zero cars. What was really funny is Chris's car was technically at the track. but Brian Shirley was driving it. Because Chris's hauler, they're redoing the hauler and everything. So Brian Shirley drove Chris's car. Chris is in the Big Frog car. Chris didn't make the show. Bobby Pierce didn't he blew a motor. Blew a motor. So it wasn't going to make the show, but because he is signed up to run all of the World Outlaw races, he was eligible for a provisional, but his car, they couldn't get the motor in his car in time. So he then gets in the number 58 Big Frog car.
Great day.
And Bobby typically runs a Longhorn now.
Yeah.
So 3 drivers in 2 days in one car.
Sounds like everybody else in somebody else's car. That's crazy.
It was so hard to keep up with.
Yeah.
But yet, but it was cool because it's just like, hey man, can we help you out? Yeah, jump in the car.
Yeah. Go for it.
Go for it. So I don't know. I thought it was funny. So that was cool. But Devin Moran dominated down there at Volusia.
Mm-hmm.
He's in a Longhorn. That boy is he's good.
Got it going on.
He's I think he's gonna be one of those that is just, and he always is to me. He's either winning or he is just quietly up front anyway. You don't hear about it a whole lot, but he's right there. So
cool deal.
Congratulations to him. And guys, I want to point out something else. If you are a young driver like our friend Connor Lee here, you could even get on this train. Get up with our friends at MPM, McAllister Precision Marketing. If you are trying to move up in the world of racing, or if you are trying to get your face and name in front of the people that it needs to be in front of, you've got to have marketing help in today's age. That's just how it works now. That's how it works. So you've got to have somebody who is good at it. Tanya over at MPM Marketing knows her stuff. She's been in the game a long time, knows the who is who and the who's who of racing, and she knows all the people that everybody needs to know. So if anybody's looking to step up their marketing game in 2023, head over to MPM McAllister Precision Marketing, marketwithmpm.com, and get with our friend Tanya over there, and she will get you pointed in the right direction. She is top of the line in all your social media game, and it just makes it look so good and so professional. So head over to marketwithmpm.com and get started with them as soon as you can. Well, man, what else we got? What you got coming up? You got some soccer games coming up?
Yeah, coming up in the end of the month, or in February, I guess.
But it's cold out there to be running around.
It starts off cold, and then by the end of the season, it's burning up hot.
Yeah, I bet. So what? I know we were talking about that earlier. What just got you? What made you just say, "Hey, let's play soccer"? Did one of your buddies or something say, "Hey, come try out for a team with us"? Or what? How'd that happen?
Yeah, I mean, I had some friends playing, but other than that, it was just I'm just looking for something to do, stay in shape. I mean, I'm not that good at it. I don't play a whole lot. I mean, I don't have the background of soccer that most of those guys do, but it was just something to do. It's fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I want to ask you about, what I think the car store is about to take off with those new owners.
We need to talk about that.
I think it's about to really just jump up.
Landon Huffman posted something on Twitter the other day. It was really cool. It said, "What if the Cars Tour became a landing spot now that someone could race late models professionally and do it for an actual living?"
I think it could.
I think it could. I think because, and the reason I say I think it could, there's a lot of people try to compare, let's say like the World Outlaws or the Lucas Oil Series with NASCAR. And I look at that, I'm like, no, they're not really on the same level. That's not the same. It's not the same. I personally think you've got to put something like World Outlaws, Lucas Oil Series, something like that, with something compared to like the Cars Tour. That is similar to me, because the reason I say that is because you're not putting the dirt car side in these multi-billion-dollar arenas, we'll say, racetracks, to race in.
Yeah.
They're going to short tracks back in the woods. I mean, nice tracks. Don't get me wrong, very nice tracks. But it's not Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's not Daytona. It's not, when NASCAR's at Daytona, World Outlaws is at Volusia. Down the road, back in the wood, you go forever down the road, and you end up at Volusia. Okay, so that's why I say you can't compare dirt cars to NASCAR. Well, but you can compare them. You can compare the Lucas Oil Tour. You can compare World Outlaws Tour to the Cars Tour.
Absolutely. I mean, I was talking to Greg Peterson and the guys that was with him last weekend or 2 weeks ago, and he said the Cars Tour already even before the new ownership is the premier asphalt short track series. Like the guys that run it are serious about what they do.
Definitely,
yeah.
They definitely are, and that's what I'm getting at. Is I know I'm comparing here, and I know I'm going on a long tangent with it, but I know, say like the World Outlaws Lucas Oil Tour, they have like 60 dates on the calendar. They run. That's and they start January and finish in November. Now a bunch of those dates are 3 race weekends. They'll run somewhere Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, or maybe at the same track a couple nights in a row, just like they've done at Volusia here past couple weeks. But what is different, and what I am glad that is now happened with the new ownership group of Dale Jr., Kevin Harvick, Jeff Burton, and Justin Marks.
Trackhouse guy, yeah.
Justin Marks. I think they can take it and get the spot, because I think that's where asphalt has failed. And I will say this across the board, I think that's where asphalt has failed. You can go to a dirt track, just like the Legends are running every week at Fayetteville for $500 to win.
I mean, the dirt payout, I don't know how it is to the field, but just to win.
Oh, it's
crazy.
through the field better.
Yeah, it's miles. Even if, I mean, the car crowds can be similar and all.
Right.
But dirt's going to get paid a whole lot more most of the time.
Exactly. You're 100% right. And the reason is, and I don't know, well, I say the reason. The reason is because of sponsors that the tracks are able to bring in.
Yeah.
And now the reason why that is, I don't know. I'm not a promoter. I don't know. I know you've got to get out there and push these guys and just, you know how it is. We've got to get on here and we've got to talk about our sponsors. We got to do everything that we can to make them happy. And I don't think asphalt tracks necessarily do a bad job at that.
Yeah.
I just think some of them, I think dirt, for whatever reason, they just figured out the model a little better.
I don't know. It seems like dirt's got a very dedicated and
They do.
Select like fan base and all people that follow it.
It is. It is very, and we've got to figure out how to get that with the asphalt crowd. And I think, I know this is big names, but I think the Dale Jr.'s coming back and running stuff like he is. I think Kevin Harvick, he's retiring at the end of this year. They've already built a late model.
Oh yeah, seen them testing and all.
Yeah, and they're coming to run. So I think stuff like that is going to bring it back to asphalt some. I'm not saying they're going to get away from dirt by no means, or anybody's going to take anything away from dirt. I don't think that'll ever happen, and I hope it never happens.
No.
But I think some eyes are going to get put on asphalt that need to be put on asphalt.
I mean, the Cars Tour is some of the best racing you'll find too, and I think with Dale, Dale Jr. and all is going to bring a huge benefit. I mean, I went to Wilkesboro when he was when he ran that race. The place was packed.
Huge.
I mean, I think the Cars Tour does good without him there, but I don't think it does nearly like that.
It doesn't.
Every other person had a sun drop shirt on. I mean, it was he has that kind of following.
And I think just them knowing that he is a part of the ownership group of it now, I think possibly could help. But yeah, I think we've got to you got to bring sponsors, but I think the only way to bring sponsors is we've got to promote the mess out of the drivers in the series. We got to make them superstars.
Absolutely.
We got to make Connor Lee a superstar at Florence Motor Speedway.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we have to do to get people in the stands, to then those people that are in the stands own businesses. That business then wants to sponsor the track.
A track that's got full stands and more businesses, even outside of the track, are going to want to just good advertising.
Exactly. 100%. So I'm hoping, and I think Cars Tour has done a good job of it in the past. I just hope now maybe this will make it even better, because Tanya with MPM, she did their marketing side for the Cars Tour, and she does a great job. She does a great job promoting her driver. She does a great job promoting that tour, and I think people like this stepping up are just going to help that much more, bring those drivers into the light that they need to be brought into to make those superstars that are comparative to the Jonathan Davenports, comparative to the Bobby Pierce and the Scott Bloomquist of dirt, to bring some of that money to the asphalt.
I mean, I guess the major difference between like the World of Outlaws and Cars Tour is World of Outlaws. That's the top dirt series. I mean, with the Cars Tour, I'm seeing more and more of them in ARCA and sliding up through the Xfinity series. So I mean, it's almost already become NASCAR's fifth tier of racing. It's just.
You're 100% right. You're 100% right. I struggle with. I almost put NASCAR series, let's say ARCA, Truck, Xfinity, Cup. I almost label them myself as a completely different genre of racing.
Yeah,
because they're not the same.
No.
You're not going to jump from a late model stock to an ARCA car and say it's the same car.
No, and the tracks are different for some parts.
Yeah, exactly.
South Boston's not like Charlotte.
I'm not saying I got it because I know some. I know plenty that have come from Josh Berry per se.
Yeah,
it ran late model stock long time. He's jumped in Xfinity cars now and ran great. And there are similarities to it. So I'm not saying that, but I put the NASCAR stuff in almost a genre, a sport almost by itself. Yeah. I don't know. It's tough for me to even compare like late model stuff to NASCAR stuff. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm weird. It's kind of hard to explain or describe, I guess.
Yeah, I understand. It's hard to think like the winners and the stars in the late model series running these tracks,
right?
Are trying to or could move up to the
right.
It doesn't seem like it's in the same category.
Yeah. No,
or not in the same sport.
And I'll use my friend Derek Griffith for example. And he's done great. He's been a great super late model driver. Asphalt super late model driver. He's never drove a late model stock. I've told him he needs to come down here and get him one. I told him, I said, you need to come down here and get in my car even. I don't care. Jump in it. We'll make you feel all kind of weight and rollover and stuff. get off that left side. Yeah. But he got in Truck Ride 2021 for did some stuff with Kyle Busch Motorsports. Jumped in Xfinity stuff last year, and he did good. It was a completely different car to him, and I could see why, because he's been running a super late model, and a super late model to an Xfinity car. Xfinity car is a truck arm car. It is. I'm gonna say it's closer to a late model stock. It's a heavier car, a lot heavier car. So I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting.
I think the Cars Tour will take off here even higher than it is now.
I do too. And I hope that is a just a trend that will keep up. I think the last half of this year. Don't get me wrong. The Cars Tour was great the entire year, but I really think after that Wilkesboro race and people saw what kind of racing they put on. people were more interested in
Oh,
it
yeah.
after that. And that's what I'm saying has to happen. You have to get somebody there or something there that attracts people to watch this race. And once they see it,
Yeah, I don't
they
think,
love it.
Yeah, I don't think it'll disappoint.
Exactly.
By any means.
Exactly. So we gotta get people in the seats.
Right.
Gotta get people in the seats. Gotta get the right people in the seats. And then that, I know we're not racing. I mean, we're racing for money, but we're not racing for money.
No, not like that. Yeah, no.
But I think if that continues to happen, more and more people just get more and more excited. And it's really weird because I guess I've been around long enough now, and there's people who've been around a lot longer than me. We've kind of seen the trends. There was a time in the early mid-90s, racetracks were packed. I mean, just packed every week. All of a sudden, towards the end of the 90s, starts dying down. Kind of had a lull through the early 2000s and stuff, and now we're really on I think we're really on an upward trend.
I think it's on the rebound.
It definitely
I
is.
yeah,
Definitely is. So it's cool.
but yeah, I think we just gotta get them back, get everybody excited for it again.
Yeah. So all you guys that listen out there weekly, make sure you go to your local track. Support all of them. If you own a business, throw some I don't care. And this is what people think. People think you got to have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. No, you do not. You do not. If you own a business, I don't care if you're changing oil. If you own a local Jiffy Lube, I don't care. Give away a gift certificate to the guy that wins the race. You know, a $20 gift certificate. I mean, they got to get their oil changed too. I mean, a lot of us do it ourselves. Some of us don't. I mean, I don't want to.
Yeah. If it's free, I'll let somebody else do it.
Exactly. Exactly. People appreciate that, and that makes you. As we've seen in the New Year's Bash, you'd be surprised how people would drive for some money or for anything.
Yep.
So anything helps, guys. I mean, it helps these guys. And we were talking about this. And I you know a little bit of it. Let's just say a typical week. If you haven't watched it, I want to say this real quick. If you haven't watched it, go on our buddy Landon Huffman's YouTube page. I think it's about mid-year last year. He did a whole vlog that week. I guess was a episode.
Like what's it cost or whatever?
What it costs to run a late model stock, and that was at Hickory. And just see what it takes. It's not. It's not cheap. It's not cheap. And we know it's not cheap. We know it's not cheap going into it. But it'll tell you a little more of what it costs to run. And I'm going to tell you, a guy like that, when you hear that you're literally going to your track, if you win, you're not winning money. You're getting closer.
Yeah, break even maybe.
Yeah, but you're not winning money. So that would... Anything more encourages a guy like that to drive harder. Not that we don't drive as hard as we can half the time anyway, but, you know, it's just sometimes you're looking at it, and there's been times, and I've been in this spot, you probably have too, when you're running fourth, fifth, something like that, and the guy in front of you, you feel like you could get around, but you're coming down the last couple laps, and it's just like, nah, I ain't going.
Is it worth $20?
Is it worth $20?
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, is it worth $200?
Definitely.
Probably so. So, but anyway, I'm not downing anything. I'm just saying. I think there's some avenues that some tracks and series and all that good stuff like that can go down and improve.
Yeah.
Improve. There's always room for improvement.
Always.
Well, cool, man. What else you got? That's a good topic. Connor.
I don't know.
Good job.
Yeah. Off season's hard.
Yeah.
I'm ready to race, but
We've done good. We've gone an hour and 15 minutes talking about stuff and things.
Yeah. I try to get. I was telling Dad I had a Charger race in Caraway and all, but
I looked at that the other day too.
We need an off season right now.
I know. We were talking about that at the Cars racing show that I do. That's not related to the Cars tour.
Yeah.
We were up there talking about that. We were like, there is no off season anymore. And I'm gonna tell you, you think ours is bad? It is, but dirt side,
No
literally
such thing.
nothing.
Yeah.
They leave. They say there's the World Finals at Charlotte. They leave that day, go to Las Vegas, go race. They come back, get through Christmas. As soon as Christmas is over, they're back at the Wild West Shootout. That turnaround, I know Brandon Shepard, there was a few more, Bobby Pierce, few guys out there. They went and ran the Wild West Shootout, which was in Arizona, I think it was. New Mexico. New Mexico. I can't remember. It was Vado, New Mexico. Turned around, drove all the way back to Florida to run at Volusia.
Wow.
A 4-day turnaround.
Holy. I can't imagine.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, just love it.
I guess that's what you do full time, maybe, but
yeah, I guess. Whew.
It's hard to do.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. All right, guys. Well, we sure appreciate y'all hanging out with us this week. Appreciate Connor coming on.
Oh, anytime, man. You're doing me a favor.
Well, you're welcome over here any day, man. I sit right here at this table normally, and we talk. So
Yeah, cool.
when you get a free Monday afternoon, you just say, "Hey, I'm coming."
All right. Well, now I know where you're at. Stop by.
Come on. But we sure appreciate Connor coming on, hanging out with us, talking about his racing, and we'll definitely, especially once the race season starts back up, we'll definitely have a pile to talk about.
Oh yeah, especially racing 2 classes this year against each other
together.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
I don't know.
I just trying to keep up with you.
I don't know. Maybe that's not a good path to follow. I don't think, but
could be worse.
We'll have fun though.
We'll have fun. And what's bad is we'll be racing each other hard as on. We'll probably park right beside each other.
Probably so.
So, but anyway, guys, well, we appreciate y'all hanging out. Appreciate all our partners on this show here: Profab Headers and Exhaust, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, RK Motorsports Consulting, MPM Marketing. Also, like to thank High Octane Racing Apparel. Y'all go check out some High Octane Racing Apparel. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. Also, hey, just letting y'all know. I don't know if you've seen it. I got an Etsy store.
Really?
Yeah.
I finally got some shirts in.
I see that.
Yeah.
I see that. Are you selling those?
We're working on it. Wait. Right now, we just got the first batch in just a few weeks
I'm
ago.
going to need me one of them.
Yeah, I got you a shirt for you.
You got me one?
In the truck. Well, I got a few. Yeah.
I'll wear that next week on the
Sweet.
show.
Yeah. yeah. We should have have a website or something where you can buy stuff soon. I'll let you know.
That's what you say. We'll put it up. Put it up for sure. But yeah, I got an Etsy store.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Check it out because I'm making stuff on there. I do have our Lucky 13 Motorsports and our Chicken Bone Alley stuff on there.
Right.
I do have that. But I'm also just making some just simple stuff that I would wear to the racetrack.
Yeah.
That's what I'm making on there.
Cool.
$20 t-shirts.
I'm
$20, $25
check it
t-shirts,
out.
depending on what it is there. You know, it's cool stuff.
Not bad.
I like it.
Yeah.
Dirt stuff and asphalt stuff.
Oh, cool.
So-
Yeah, and just simple stuff.
Yeah.
Ain't got nothing crazy. But
No, I don't. See, I'm not big on
it's
just
a ra-
piles of
yeah,
colors
yeah.
and all that stuff.
it's a racing shirt, you know.
Exactly.
Cool.
So y'all go check out my Etsy store. Look on our Facebook. You'll see it on there. It's on there. I'll share it again. But cool. All right, guys. Well, we sure appreciate y'all hanging out. Like I said, one more time, appreciate Connor hanging out.
Absolutely enjoyed it,
man. But we will. I'll be seeing y'all next week, I guess.
Sound like a deal.